Yo, what's up, guys? This is week 6 of the Stronger by Science strength program that I'm on. Currently on week 7 deload, so I'm recording this while I'm deloading. And the weights are the heaviest it's ever been. So, for example, I've been doing 350 as a single at like RP 5.5 to 7.5 during my first 5 weeks. But on week 6, because my working weight is 350, I am not doing a single, right? And in many of these cases, I didn't do the single this week because the working weight is heavy enough or very close to the working weight, right? And overall, I hit most of the rep targets and I missed a couple by like 1 or 2 reps. I see a lot of powerlifters talk about this, but there's this thing where your fatigue is limiting you from lifting heavier than your best, or you're just not lifting as heavy as you think you should be. Like it feels like you're not getting stronger, but because of your fatigue, both short-term fatigue like local fatigue, but also the overall fatigue um that you've gathered and accumulated over the past however many weeks you're on your program without a proper deload, right? That fatigue is making you not be able to squat or deadlift or bench as heavy. And once you do the proper deload, or if you're going for me, right, the proper taper, then you will be able to most likely perform a lot better because your fatigue is properly, you know, minimized, right? So, in essence, I'm gonna trust this um, program and get through another 7 weeks and see how it goes. And then I think after this program, after the 21 weeks, I will do a different program, and probably have a coach me. I'm already getting a form check from a coach, so I think doing a coach program, a program made by a coach, and having regular talks and form checks is worth it for a few months at least. Nothing too special on day one. I did all the accessories that I've been doing for the past few weeks. And overall, it's just the weights are getting heavier, and I realized that I'm better at doing lighter weights for more reps than heavier weights with fewer reps, as you'll see with day 2 with my high bar squats. So that is day 1. Let's go to day 2. So actually, for day 2, I was planning to take a rest day between days 1 and 2, and then 2 and 3, which I've already been doing, and then days 3 and 4. But this whole week, I just did it all because this was during Thanksgiving, and I had a 3-day free trial for Crunch Fitness, and I was able to leverage that and not have to pay for a different gym because the gym during Thanksgiving, the gym that I actually normally go to is closed. So using that 3-day trial, I can go 3 days straight, right? I can't take a rest day and go 3 days because that would be 4 days. So my bench was feeling okay actually, because I'm doing a tricep exercise every time I work out. So I was worried that might affect my bench, but it went okay, or it went as about what I expected, right? 230, I got 5 reps, paused. Try for a 6-1. Was almost there, but it's not there. I think getting 4 would have been really, really disappointing because I've been hitting my rep targets for pause bench for all my weeks, I believe. High bars where things are tough. I think my upper body, again, right? The main thing here is my upper body takes less time to recover compared to my lower body. So my bench was fine on day 2 when I did incline on day 1. if I bench on back-to-back days, it's usually no problem if the volume isn't so crazy on the first day. But my lower body, especially when my form starts to break down a little bit and then I squat the next day, my squat definitely feels a little off. But yeah, I got 7 reps on 280 rep. Last set was aiming for 9, and I couldn't even go for the 8th one. I was just done. But then the interesting thing here was I was trying to look for a core exercise to do, right? So I figured maybe front rack holds would train my core because it's very close to squatting, but it's front squatting, but it's trying to maintain the weight upright, right? So the core is working very hard. But I did that, and basically, I did 315 for like 9-10 seconds for one rep. I would say, and then I took like a 5-10 second rest, and I did another quick rep of like a few seconds, and then this was right after my AMRAP squat, right? My heavy like squat sets right after, so I can use the same rack, and I passed out basically. I was like gone for like 5 seconds. That was like the most I've ever passed out. Like most I've ever felt like actually passing out. I've never really passed out before from working out or in general. And I don't really drink, so and that was pretty scary. So I think I would go with ab wheel and planks for my core, and front rack holds I'm not gonna do anymore because it was choking me, and I think choking me along with bracing was not a good idea. I think front squatting, for reps, it's a different story, right? But even like I just can't imagine front squatting 3 plates for reps easily. Like my best front squat is 330, and for reps I can do probably 285 for like 5 to 6 on a good day, max, right? And I haven't done front squats anymore, so that's also one reason why I wasn't used to it. But that was scary, man. Anyways, I as you can see, I'm talking over it. I did some dumbbell overhead press, pausing at the bottom and going as low as possible. So getting the most stretch from my arms, my triceps, and getting the most range of motion to try to grow my triceps. And then also adding a tricep exercise. Here's the overhead tricep extension. Actually, I know I'm doing it with both arms, but starting week 7, so the deload week, I have been doing with one arm. I think one arm is more natural. Like I said, for the last 3 days, I worked out at Crunch Fitness, so it's a different gym, and it's funny how, they have these thick bumper plates at the gym, and the gym that I go normally has these thinner kind of metal rubber plates. So deadlift was measurably easier than usual. I did a 385 for 2 sets of 3, which was pretty easy, and then for the last set I did 6 for the third set. Right, goal is at least 5, and I got 6. If I did it at the other gym, I probably would have gotten maybe 6 as well. Probably 5, right? But I'm able to really, the weight just feels lighter. So very happy that I got 6. And my last rep, the lockout, looked very good. I was able to not hitch, and you see how I really extend my legs and my hip at the same time. There you go. I'm watching my video as I record the audio. But I was very very surprised at how much the thickness of the bumper plates really decreased the lever arm, I think, for the deadlift. And that's the same case with sumo deadlift, which I did on day 5. But that was pretty easy actually. The 3 sets of deadlifts I did, and getting 6, which is 1 rep more than the rep target. Very happy with that. And then spotter press, when went decently well. I hit the rep target, but I didn't surpass it. And if you watch the reps to failure, the M rep set coming up, you'll see that I got 9 reps, but the 10th one I almost got it. So I feel like I have the weakness around mid point of my bench press, and I more and more think it's my triceps. So that's why I'm doing tricep exercise every day. I mean, every time I go work out, really just to, get my triceps bigger, get my arms bigger, and I think that will translate to a bigger bench press. So here's me attempting, 10 reps. This is harder than it looks, but I failed 10th rep, which, like I said, I thought I got it, but I didn't get it. And my girlfriend there is watching me. She just came back from the bathroom, but see how close that was. Anyways, after this, I did some lunges, some dumbbell lunges. Like I said, I'm taking out good mornings. Like in my last week's video, I said I'm taking out good mornings in favor of another like quad focus exercise. Dumbbell lunges is a compound exercise, but it's not as important as, squatting with a barbell, obviously. Well, for my goals, at least. And I hate these a little bit less than Bulgarian split squat, so I'm putting it as 2 to 3 sets. For BSS, on day 1, I'm doing only 2 sets. I'm not doing 3 sets of that. It's just balancing so hard because you're basically on one leg, right? But for lunges, it feels like I'm still on both legs, even though I'm using mostly one leg to push the weight up, right? So I kind of enjoy this. It wasn't that hard. It was just stamina-wise, like getting through the set, right? Because it's 8 reps each leg. So as y'all know, last week I think on days 3 and 4, I failed some of the rep targets, so that's why weights went down. So I got 6 on my deadlift on day 3, which is great, but it's not super surprising because the weight went to 385. And if I hit the rep target on week 5, day 3, the weight would have been 395, which I would have only gotten 5 max, right? But for this workout, for the touch and go bench, I only got 4 reps, even though I got 1 rep less last week as well. So I'm not hitting the rep target again. The weight's going to go down again. So I think a bit of it is the fatigue from the previous day with the Spoto press, because the fatigue on day 1 is incline bench and the next day is flat bench. So the the fatigue carryover isn't as much, I think, right? But if I did Spoto press on day 3, the next day right after I did touch and go, it affects a bit more. And by the way, I just remembered I went to the gym at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. So I benched around 7 o'clock on Wednesday, and then at like 12:30, 1 p.m. the next day, Thursday, I benched again. So I benched in less than like 18 hours, right? And then what you see here is some dumbbell telly extensions. I think that's how you call them. It's basically like a skull crusher and like a dumbbell press at the same time. Dumbbell bench press. And I really feel it in my triceps. So I'm just trying to do different variations of exercises for my triceps to grow them, right? I'm just trying different things out and see which one I like the most, and the ones that I like the most for triceps, I'll keep them. I don't think it's the big deal to have to, do a certain set of exercises, but pick the ones that I like for my triceps, right? But yeah, here I had to get really psyched up to get these 9 reps. And it's funny thing is the gym was gonna close in like 5 minutes after this, or 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes most. So I was kind of being pushed to do this set in a rush, which kind of helped me with getting the set over as well. And I said earlier that I talked to a coach about my form for squat. It's the one I did during this week. So my squat form improved a little bit. I brought my neck back a little bit, like my head back a little bit. A coach was telling me, like a powerlifting coach was telling me that my head is too forward. And that could cause me to be off balance. And then the other thing is trying to brace fully and crunch down a little bit to like feel the brace, right? And then, obviously don't arch your back. And then hold that brace, feel the brace, and then go down, rather than bracing and going down right away and losing it, right? So I'm still working on that. And day 5. So I don't know what to say about this day. Honestly, it was good and bad. Close grip bench. The weight was feeling heavy. 215. I got 7 on my last set, aiming for 9 or more. Thought I was gonna get 8, but I got 7. I think the fatigue did carry over from the day before as well. But it is a whole day. Like I worked out at, like, I don't know. Was like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. So it was a whole day and a few hours more. So I did get enough rest, like not a whole day's like break from benching, but you know, and yeah, and then after that, my sumo deadlifts went better though because I guess just the thicker plates, as well as my sumo deadlift form is just improving. So I did 425 for a single at like RP 5.5, which is crazy. I think if I tried 500 or even 505, it would have been there that day or any day almost. So I would love to peek and see where my sumo deadlift is, because I think sumo deadlift is where all my, like, the most my progress has been, which I honestly don't care that much about, but I care about my squat the most. But it's good to see, that there's something that's making some progress, I feel like. And I also can't take sumo deadlift too like seriously. Like I don't need to make this big movement, like bring my hips back and like everything. I just need to kind of get behind the bar. Like I feel like there's a wall at the bar, and trying to get behind it, and then just open my legs up, my hips up, and drop my balls down to the bar, basically, right, my crotch. And then grabbing the bar and then pulling the slack out of it, and then kind of wedging myself into the bar, right? And that wedging part doesn't need to have my hips go all the way back. I can wedge from when I grab the bar, right? And the wedging actually isn't that much movement. It's about like a few inches of movement, and that usually works for me, right? Like I don't need to like go all the way back, bring my hips all the way back, and then shove myself into the bar. That actually makes me lose tension, right? And the point of all of this is just make and create the most tension, right? Sumo deadlift tension is very important. But as you can see, I got 10 reps. I tried to go for 11. I got it off the floor, but like I just couldn't push myself past that anymore. So good set though. I got one more than the rep target. And then after this, I did some jam presses that you'll see. I think I'm doing them slightly incorrect. I need to be doing it a bit more like a press. It's not really a skull crusher, It's a mix between a skull crusher and a close grip bench, I think. But instead of like bringing my elbows like straight in the back, it should be kind of sinking my elbows down a little bit, and then bring the weight down to like my, I don't know, chin level, and the bar is not supposed to go all the way down. I think it's supposed to be close to my face, but not that close. I've seen a lot of YouTube channels recommend the jam press. It's, I think, originated from J.M. Blakely. I think he's a bodybuilder. So far I'm feeling these in the triceps. I'll keep these exercises for a few weeks, maybe longer, and just I'm not getting sore from my triceps anymore. But the point is not getting sore, right? The point is having them grow, and I already feel like my triceps are bigger than ever. So if it's working, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. It's also funny because like my triceps is what makes up most of my arms. My biceps is a lot smaller because I don't like the curl, and I don't curl that much. And I think that's also why my pull-ups and chin-ups can be a lot stronger if I focus on more biceps. But yeah, I love triceps work more than biceps. But yeah, I'm just doing random tricep exercises to not random ones, but the ones I'm looking into, and whichever ones I like the most, that I enjoy the most, I will keep them. And then you'll see that I also did single arm cable tricep diagonal push downs, which honestly I feel these in my triceps the most. I need to go up slower to have higher time under tension, but I love these. It's my favorite tricep exercise. Anyways, that's the end of the week, and thanks to all of you for watching, and really appreciate the support if you're watching. And I'll see you guys in week 7. Peace.